Good afternoon. Good morning. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Loretta. Bonjour. Yes, yes. How are you? Yes. Yeah, please do. Please do. Can you hear me? Hello, Loretta. Thank you. Where are you from, Loretta? Hi, Joanne. Okay. Chatting. Yeah, and the temple of Jupiter had been removed and repurposed elsewhere. Who did that and when? After the Roman Empire fell. The Byzantines. Yes, the Byzantines started, but then the Vandals reused it. But then also all the other tribes, I mean, the rebelling tribes, Numidians, Arabs, I mean, it's just a construction material for them. Hi, John, Jan from Berkshire, Melissa, Canada, merci. Okay, Loretta. Are you from the western or eastern part of Canada? North, south? Okay. Yes, please, Cindy, read about it. And if you need any advice, any links, or any paragraphs or texts, I can send you. Hi, Lorna. Hi, how are you? Bonjour. Bonjour. Hi, Triste from Philadelphia. Thank you for joining us today. Melissa, is this the same Melissa as last week? Triste, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We've got, let me see. Yeah, a little bit over 4 minutes to go before everybody joins the group. Cheers. Okay, Winnipeg, Canada. Hi, Fraser. Good. Hi, Mark. Bonjour. Hi, Ellie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look what we have here: columns, marble, limestone, friezes. Okay, Ontario, Toronto. Never been there, but maybe one day. I've been to Vancouver, and I've been to Quebec and Trois-Rivières and the French Canada. I mean Quebec, but not to Ontario. Okay, how's the weather there? Oh, okay. I love to hate you. All right, Ontario. The only thing I remember about Ontario when I was a kid, reading some books, were the kind of adventures relived, experienced by trappers and their adventures. And that was in French. I mean, a long time ago. All right, 3 more minutes. Yeah, from Winnipeg. Okay. Hi, Cynthia. Bonjour. Hello. Hello. Hi, Nikki. Is it? Oh, Nicole. Sorry. Yeah. Chelsea joined too. So we're gonna spend some time, some good time here in Carthage. I chose this spot. Do you like it? I mean, it's lush green, and we're inside of the site itself, the Carthaginian part, the Roman part of Carthage. Yes, Fraser, do Tunisian people speak French? Yes, we are primarily bilingual. Tunisian Arabic or North African Arabic, which is a mix of Moorish, Berber, Arabic, some Italian, and we're also we speak French. Thank you, Carol. Thank you very much. Okay, 2 more minutes, folks, and this will be my last tour for Hago for the next 4 weeks. I mean, this is the last one for April, and I won't probably not be able to do any tours because I'm traveling with in-person clients coming here. We got a lot of Americans coming. I have few guys working with me and for me. So I'll get back actually in June. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cindy. Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, with Stanford alumni. Yeah, you can see the level. I mean, of the lectures. We got several lectures and many sites to visit. We will be covering probably about 16 to 1800 miles in Tunisia for 14 days. All right, 50 seconds to go, and we will start from here. I have a few documents I brought with me, which I'll be showing you, and everybody will be coming in here. Yeah, 28 seconds. Okay. Yeah, Trista. All right. It's a lovely day, actually. It's not too sunny, not too hazy, but temperature-wise, we're probably about 21, 22, 23 max. There's a slight little, breeze in here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hi, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Bonjour. I'm Mohammed Halwani, certified guide and lecturer here in Tunisia. And on behalf of HAGO, we want to welcome everybody here in Carthage, in Tunisia. So probably for most of you, this is the first time you check Carthage live from the heart of the Carthaginian, Phoenician, Punic, and Roman Carthage. And I thought I could probably offer an emphasis, a focus on the main monument of this site in here. Although the whole site of Carthage is huge, it's over 100 hectares, but the monuments are dispersed. They're dispersed within the city, so most of the people, when they come on their own, they take a cab, or they will have to rent a car and dodge from a monument to another. Today, it's not the case. Today, I'm picking an itinerary, an easy itinerary, which will take us from this spot where we are here to the Roman baths called the Anthonine baths, but I call them the Hadrianic baths, and I'll show you and will tell you why. I brought with me a few documents, which I hope I'll be showing throughout the visit. But first of all, the map of the archaeological site of Carthage, the semicircular here black area is the Roman, the Punic harbor. For those of you who have been with me last week, we went to the ship sheds. Whereas where we are, let me see. Exactly, let me tell you. Oh, here. We are here. You see? This is the Punic harbor, and we are here where the Roman Anthonine baths. So all of these are different monuments, basilicas, temples, forum, agora, Punic harbors. Yeah. Yes, Fraser. Carthage was destroyed and besieged by the Romans in the last Third Punic War, which took place or ended up in 146 BC. In 146 BC. So the whole area here would probably take you about probably 2 days. 2 days would be enough. If you're interested and history buff, you can probably cover all these sites here in the morning and in the afternoon, of course, right? Okay, and I wanted to show you also another depiction of how the archaeologists and architects thought Carthage would be in the 2nd century AD. And this is it. A very interesting depiction, colorful, showing the harbors, showing the bay of Carthage, the Carthaginian city of Carthage, and of course the neighborhoods and the whole town grid. The whole town grid. Of course, being here, we won't see the whole town grid. We're focusing on the main monument, which are, yeah, it's massive, Carol. It's really massive. And I told you that the scholars, experts, archaeologists, geologists, historians call this monument the baths of Anthonine, because they were finished under Anthonine Pius, the one who took over after Hadrian. He was the heir of Hadrian. But the one who instigated, who started the idea coming here in Carthage and seeing people complaining, suffering from drought, was this guy, Hadrian. Hadrian was an unfathomable traveler, adventurer, a kind of emperor. He was not a big warrior, unlike Trajan, for instance, or Nerva, or Septimius Severus, but he was a big traveler. Now, at the time the baths were built in the 2nd century, at the end of the first half of the 2nd century AD, Carthage had probably over 250,000 people living in it. So you can imagine, again, this whole big area, over 100 hectares, with town grid, with neighborhoods, buildings, monumental temples, columns, marketplaces, houses, Temple of Mercury, Temple of Astarte, necropolis, everything in here. So all of this had probably was a kind of capacity of 250,000 people, as in Hadrian's Wall in the UK. Yes, yes, actually in UK we have two walls, Hadrian's Wall and Anthonine's Wall. All right, back to Carthage and back to where we are. What is interesting for us today is to focus on these baths, because we're going inside the baths, folks. We're going inside the basement, and we're going to see a lot of construction material, a lot of marble, a lot of mosaics, especially, that you would be really blown away with all the gigantic dimensions, actually, of granite, of limestone, marble, and everything. So the Hadrian's Wall actually was built in the 2nd century, almost probably a decade before the Roman baths here. So we're probably about 122, 124. I'm not sure if that should be kind of in the 120 AD. Okay. Now let me put these here, and we're gonna walk. But before going to the baths, I'd like to make a quick stop in this area, which usually doesn't get too many people to visit. And this is a Punic area. A Punic area. Let me show you. All right. We're all set to go. One thing that I wanted to show you over here, and you can read it actually, which happens to be had been buried for centuries. It's a Punic kiln. You see the semicircular Punic kiln over there, and it's right in here. This is a massive construction, semicircular, which had been reconstructed with some bricks, but it went up and up. And if you take off all the dirt, you excavate over there, over the shrub and the probably the oleander and acacia over there, you will find certainly, and even underneath our feet, right in here, there are more constructions. So this kind of kiln would range probably between 4th to 2nd century BC. 4th to 2nd century BC. All right. Okay. Are you ready, folks? And can you hear me well? Now, this site here, and we've been looking at all those pieces, I mean, half columns, little pieces of. This is a basilica. This is a 6th century basilica. It used to be actually a temple that was turned up to a basilica during the Byzantine time, 6th century. Okay, let's see. Good. We're walking now, and I have a little surprise for you that does not match with the theme topic of today, as we're going to talk about the Anthonine baths. But as we're walking by, I'd like to give you this opportunity to uh, find out what the place I will be stopping at is. And you're going to really discover it, something probably unexpected. Or maybe not. I'm not judging you, but I'm thinking of most of the time when we talk about Carthage, the focus would be on the Roman Carthage and Hannibal, of course, challenging the Romans. But Carthage was founded by Phoenicians around 814 BC, folks. Yes, yes, Cindy. How green. Yeah, it's springtime and it's very green because we are on a hill. You don't see it that much because it has been terraced and flattened, but this is a hill and very lush and green hill. All right, this is the place I want to show you. All right, there's a kind of square entryway, and that's all, and a wall and walls around it. You see all the construction? So can you guess? It might be easy. Come on. No answer? Yes, Ellie. Good for the first shot. First try. Tomb. Yes, burial, Fraser. Yes, yes, yes. And it is a Carthaginian Punic tomb, which is built in the wall, actually, like a chamber. Like a chamber. And here you have the name of it. Punic funerary chamber from 6th to 5th century BC, a tomb dug and built underground. And there were hundreds of these everywhere in here. The earliest excavations that took place when the French were here, were about 1903, 1904. They came across a lot of material, lots of artifacts, and those explorers or researchers or excavators, diggers, were just the White Fathers, a Cistercian order, and they started digging in here, looking probably back to a revival of the early Christian Carthage here. But they came across a Punic settlement, Punic layer, then a Roman layer, then Vandalic, then the Byzantine. Okay. Will the tomb be excavated? It has been, Carol. It has been excavated. But it would be probably cleared a little bit because all the dirt here has to be taken away, but it has been already excavated. All right. Are you ready to set off to the Roman baths? That's our next stop, folks. I'm walking up these stairs. I mean, the pavement is, this pavement actually is very original, authentic. Not this one. All right. Okay. It's empty, Carol, yes. No, it's not a Tophet. No, Ellie. Uh, it's a tomb. It's a burial. The Tophet, as the one we visited last week with some of you who joined me, is a sacrificial area. It's not a burial, I mean, in the sense of funeral, uh, cremation of the dead person, or burial. It's more of a sacrificial area. All right. I'm so happy to see the visitors back here. You can imagine a year ago, I was just by myself for many times, walking through all these ruins and explaining what they were. But today I can see more and more people, and that's good for the country. We're getting more cruise ships these days. Oh, okay, Carol. You're going to see, I mean, just be ready. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, imagine, and what comes out on your screen is the reality. It's live. It's something that has been preserved, luckily. I mean, I'm not saying which factors, but anyway, I mean, the, the, the most important factor to have us these monuments preserved as much as they appear or they were restored is Mother Nature, tectonics, folks. I mean, earthquakes and all these monuments would be buried for centuries, and here we are. You see, people are very interested so that they can read about this, and this is what awaits you. This is exactly what we wanted to see here. All right. Now I want you just to travel your your eyes should travel from left, get it to the right, so that you're gonna get a sense of how big this monument is. It's humongous, gigantic. It's about 22,000 square meters, folks. And yet, these are not the largest baths in the Roman time. So 22,000 square meters, whatever you see over here, not the columns, but where the people are inside the monument, that's the basement. I'm going to take you there. I'm going to talk about several details in here. But exactly where we are, this is the main entrance to the baths. I have the same map that I can show you, and I have it on PDF so that you can get an executive view of what we're looking at. Now, if you look at this map, look at the bottom, the octagonal, almost round structure. It's right there. And that's the caldarium, folks. That's the caldarium. And then after the caldarium, I'm going to the destrictarium, which is a massage room, but I have also the tepidarium, which is the tepid room, and the main one is where the columns are, and that's the frigidarium. These are the three main stops, plus the gymnasium, actually, four main stops that the Romans used to complete at the completion of their bathing in the Roman baths. These are called the Roman imperial baths. The Roman imperial baths. Oh, all right. I'll show you. Just a second. Let me put. I mean, luckily, I mean, I brought with me my tripod, and I hope. Can you see? Okay. The baths are. Here we are. These are the baths. Let me just get you a whole scale of the map. So you see the Punic harbors and the Anthonine baths. Carol, is that okay? All right. Okay. Wonderful. Sorry, I'm gonna put the right. Is everybody enjoying this tour? Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, all praisers. Thank you, and following. I know you're enjoying it and following every single word I'm saying and taking notes because there will be a quiz at the end of this tour. But now, I didn't mention this. Piscina or natatio. So these are really huge baths, and they are symmetrical except for the caldarium and the frigidarium, only one big part of it. But you can see the left side and the right side are symmetrical. Uh, there was an attempt, actually, at some point during Titus' time, but not here. I mean, in Rome, that the baths would be co-ed. But we think here that these two parts are not used for the co-ed, but they can be used equally by men in their day's shift, but also the women can come here and they have their women's shift. Now look at those columns. There's a big one made of limestone and topped with a marble Corinthian capital, and there's a smaller one, a granite column, topped with another marble capital, smaller one. But you have to imagine there were 16, 1-6. That's the Mediterranean, Fraser, yes. And that's the Bay of Carthage you're looking at. Isn't it beautiful? Let me just stop 2 seconds here for those of you who want to take a screenshot of the Bay of Carthage and the tip of the Atlas Mountains in front of us. The Atlas Mountains start in Morocco at the Atlantic shore, and they end up in the Mediterranean here. So back to those columns, folks. Thank you, Carol. 1/6 granite columns actually decorated, fitted within the frigidarium, the cold room, plus 8 big columns of limestone and the Corinthian capitals in the same area. Now, if you look at the capital on top of the limestone column, you might probably think that's the height of the monument. It's not, and it's not, because the monument was barrel vaulted with domes. This is how you might look at it. And the one actually, the big one, this one here, shows the frigidarium. The frigidarium is even much higher than all the other sections. So if you look at the column over there, you have to calculate, add to it about 36 to 40 feet higher so that you can secure and reach the dome or the vault span and have it domed. Otherwise, it won't work. And the roof, the ceiling of this monument was not flat, it was all barrel vaulted. Now, if you look at the white wall over there, it's on top of a hill, because all of this here was hilly. It was terraced, flattened, so that they can build this humongous, gigantic monument, 22,000 square meters. And right where we are is a genuine, authentic pavement and the main entrance to the baths. Shall we go downstairs? Hi, Karis. Thank you for joining us. Who else? Nat? Arokia? Good. Wonderful. Ready for a walk downstairs these steps? Wonderful. All right. I wanted to show you this before we enter the baths. Let me just try to do this. Sorry. Okay. Oh yes, Fraser, this has cost fortune, and even Hadrian put some money in it because he was so sad and saddened to know that the Carthaginians at that time were living some disastrous time and tough times. So he ordered them to build it. I don't think he put all the money for it, but lots of wealthy Carthaginians put money out of it. Now, I want you to look at this picture here. This is inside of the caldarium, of any caldarium in the Roman baths at that time all over the world in the Mediterranean. So you're bathing in a bathtub, and underneath you there are bricks. We call them suspensors. And you have a pryfernium, which is a kiln, and it's open from the bottom to send actually to allow hot air beneath the bathtub. That's the caldarium. And I'm going to show you where the bricks are, the piled bricks. You see where the young guy walking? Yeah, below I can see sets of bricks, mud bricks actually, and I can probably zoom them in. This is a hot water room, another caldarium. Let me see. Yeah. See them? That's exactly how we get them. See them? Right in here and right in there. I must tell you, this guy doesn't have to be there on the wall. Yeah, he's infringing the law here, and if somebody comes in here, he will be in trouble. All right. Ready to go inside, folks? Hi, Heather. Hi, Deborah. Eva. Good. Yes, but you will always come across those. I mean, you don't probably want to waste your time thinking of who's going to tell them not to do it. We tell them, but good, good. I'm so happy that everybody is enjoying this visit and enjoying parts of it. You like probably some of the monuments. Now, can you see me? I'm sure you can see me. Yes or no? I'm waving. Okay. I'm walking down those steep steps. All right. All of this, folks. All of this. I'm going to stop here a few seconds. You can take probably a good screenshot, because look at this color of the construction material, those what we call ashlar blocks. All of this, as I walked down the steps, see them? Came across the entrance, vaulted entrance. I got through this passageway, and I'm still in the basement. So what does that mean? What does that mean if I'm in the basement? The shadow, yes, thank you, Ellie. That means actually that above us, where the columns, that's the main floor. That's where the people would be bathing. Whereas in here, this is for the slaves, for the labor, working, heating, sorting out timber, supplying water, repairing, plumbing, everything you might in the fire. Yes, yes, service passage. Yes, true. So you can tell and all of this had been so nicely preserved by Mother Nature because it has been all buried till you know when. That's no, no, Cindy. That's not mostly limestone. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Uh, this site was discovered right in the aftermath of World War II, around 1946, 1947. I'm going to show you the other one, Ellie, Hypocaust. But here, this is actually sandstone. You see how porous it is? And we have travertine. And we have travertine too. All of this is sandstone. And I can tell you, because it's friable. Look, I'm going to use my finger. It's friable. It has been weathered actually since they uncovered it in starting from 46 to the mid 50s, but then Tunisia became independent, so the French stopped excavating and they came back. Yes. So you see, the sand here is probably aged to it's probably 400 to 300 million years. It became compact so that you cut it just like a rock. It's not a bedrock, but it's more in the quarries on the slopes of hills along the seashore. Yeah. Yeah, it's remarkably preserved. You're right, Carol. Okay. Now, Ellie mentioned Hypocaust. The only Hypocaust we know of here is this one here in front of us. It's below the main caldarium because there's a big bathtub in the caldarium, and you need a hypocaust to heat the water that is in the bathtub. So the hypocaust usually is below the bathtub. Furnaces can be lateral. Furnaces can be lateral. Okay? Cindy's asking if the limestone, no, I said, of course, the sandstone and the revetment, the coating with marble was more in the upper floor rather than here. Here they had plastered, and because they use it, I mean, actually for maintenance. Why would they have to coat the walls in the basement, which is the service area, with marble? Yes, true. All right, let me show you a few pieces. We've got another 14 minutes to go. And I gather some of you are probably signed up for other tours, so I don't want to hold you more, but I know we could spend hours here for those of you who wanted more details. Look at these pieces of marble. Look at this. And we are in the basement. We really are in the basement. I'm gonna make a quick stop right here because I like this piece of marble, this one here. See, it's a veneered marble from inside. It looks like mahogany, and sometimes it looks like ochre-ish, and we call it the giallo antico. It has been weathered, actually. And this was quarried here in Tunisia, whereas the circular base, the one you can see here, which is actually like the one supporting that big column. This is from Carrara, statuary marble, glittering actually, a glittering marble in here. And you see the hinges, actually the clips. The clips are here, one here and one there. And I want to show you quickly another piece of granite, and there are several actually. And the granite here, glittering one, actually comes from Luxor. It is, Ellie. It is a gigantic structure. I got more of the granite. Beautiful sight, isn't it? Now, first question of the quiz, folks. How many wars took place between the Romans and the Carthaginians, or vice versa, between the Carthaginians led by Amilcar the Father, Hannibal then, and the Romans? 3. Thank you, Triste. Thank you. Now, under which emperor the Romans came back to Carthage? Give it a try. 3. Yes, 3 Punic phrases. Good, good. I mean, try it. Even though Ellie said it. I mean, each one of you can try it. Under which emperor the Romans came to Augustus? Wonderful. Thank you, Cindy. Octavian. Octavian. Yeah. We know the whole story about Octavian and Mark Antony and Cleopatra, of course. Now, we're still in the baths, in the basement, but this area, this open air area, was already open air, and it was the gymnasium. Hi, Rose, how are you? So what I wanted to do, to stress on this piece of granite, I told you there were 16 of them. Let me see, am I in the, here, see? 8 huge, tall columns made of limestone in the Frigidarium, and 16 ones made of granite. And here is one of them. You see where the clips would be stacked? Yeah. Yeah, this is actually, no, this is granite. Yeah, I know, I mean, there is the porphyry, the red one, and the green one, but this is granite brought in from the quarries of Luxor. I'd like to stop here for a few minutes to show you how the scholars and experts named the site after whom, actually. And still, I told you that I do agree, but not totally, because we don't have to miss out that Hadrian was the instigator. But still, his name was not completely missed. But we are missing a big part of this frieze you can see here. And look at the second line of this inscription from bottom to above, and you can read DV or DV with the V. V used to be pronounced W. DV Anthonine. And then the word that comes right after Anthonine tells us about the lineage, actually the political and the aristocratic lineage, filio. Can you see the filio over there? Filio means son of, heir of Hadrian. These two pieces of the frieze were actually set on top of a peristyle. The whole area that we can see was a square area, open air with a portico. On top of the columns, there were these friezes, and I'd like to talk about these architectural designs, patterns. And I'm sure most of you, oh, can I flip the camera to whom? Oh, you mean, okay. Oh, all right. Let me do this. Yeah, you want to read it probably. Is this okay? Okay. Yes, yes, Ellie, you're starting from the center, but I'm gonna start from this one. this one here. This is what we call an upside lotus flower. Upside down lotus flower. Then we have the metopes right in here, like in the Greek temples. So this was actually borrowed from the Greek architectural patterns. And then we have the pearls or the eye drops, number 3. Then comes, yes, then comes actually the egg and dart. You've just mentioned the egg, and we have the dart, number 4. And then we have the most important and interesting design, actually, very intricate, is the, what is this? What is this one? This one is this one. This one is in a very natural status. This one is a little bit stylized. And we can see it everywhere, actually. Yeah, a sort of, yeah, it's a leaf. Acanthus, yes, thank you, Ellie. This is the acanthus leaf here in a natural appearance. And right in here, where is it? Right in here. So these are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 main orders that we can find in most of the public monuments in the Roman world and the colonies specifically. Now, we're not leaving, we got 5 more minutes, folks. We're not leaving this place without stopping cherished, preferred piece of material in these baths. And it's this column, where the upper columns all decorated like that. Yes, with mostly with the Corinthian capitals. Yes. Do you like it? It's different actually from the Carrara marble or the Giallo Antico or the Porphyry. This one here comes from the Peloponnese, folks, and we call it the Cipollino. Cipollino, does that ring a bell? Let me stand right in front of it so you might probably get inspired about the name. Nice, yeah. Yes, the Cipollino. Yes, Ellie. And what's the etymology of this word? Why did the archaeologists and the experts call it the Cipollino? Look at that. It looks like the inside of an... No, you went too far, Carol. Yes, Ellie, like an onion. That's good. It's just a multi-layer. Look at the veneer. It's a multi-layer. Look at it. Look at it. If you cut it, you get all those different layers, just like an onion. And the onion in the old Latin language is cepola. Cepola. In Spanish, actually, it's cebolla or cebolla. So that's why we call it Cipollino cepola. Good. And look at these 2 big boulders. They fell down actually from the roof. It's incredible. Another Cipollino marble piece here, multi-layer. And can you imagine the whole itinerary, actually, the journey from the Peloponnese till here at those times, I mean, which would have probably taken between 7 to 10 days, overloading all the ships and boats, carrying them to Sicily, Rome, Balearic Islands, probably Sardinia and Corsica. Of course, North Africa with Proconsularis, which is Tunisia, and Tripoli. Oh, Thank you, Triste. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kindness. Yes, yes, yes. It's not something that people used to use a lot here, unlike in Rome and Italy about the brick construction. But there are some. Yes, the main uh, technique people use here in North Africa and still use it is called the opus africanus, which is big ashlar blocks in the center, and they are surrounded, flanked by little stones instead of the bricks to prevent from tectonics, from earthquakes. Hi, Carrie. Thank you for joining us for the last few minutes. All right. I'm going to stop here, use my tripod. Yes. Look at this one here. Isn't this beautiful? Take a few pictures before I move ahead. Good. And the Bay of Carthage, turquoise. All right. Okay, let me put this here. Bear with me. Okay. See me now. All right. Let me see. Okay. Is this okay? You can see me. All right, folks. There we are. This is the end of it. Yes, nailing detail right on the sea. Yeah. Was there an earthquake in World War II that uncovered the baths? No, no, there was not necessarily. We get earthquakes every day almost here. Tectonics is very active in here. They don't announce it because it's probably minimal every day, but when it reaches 4.8 or 5, that's when they. Thank you very much, Triste. Any questions to answer as we end up this tour? It was my pleasure. It was really to lead this tour virtually, digitally, to everybody. Thank you so much for being so patient and following me and being especially interactive. That's what I like. And I have much more sites actually. We have just to agree with Hago which dates and which kind of sites we should announce to people, and especially we should get more audience viewers actually to do those, because some of them are probably a little bit far from Tunis, which means more expenses. I mean, to travel and spend one night and be there. But there are lots of these amazing sites. Thank you, Fraser. Thank you, Carol. Okay, my pleasure. My pleasure. Speak again and talk again. Say whatever you have in your mind. How did they know those big blocks were from? Oh, yeah, because actually the mortar, and some of the plaster they found it actually, the big ones, those big ones are from. They're so wide. They're so wide, and they fell at least. I mean, from the roof or even the main walls. And we can see there is I can see it actually. There is more mortar on those boulders. Yeah. No, Ellie. For the Bardo Museum, it's still closed. Unfortunately, actually, not even for my next week groups. We won't make it there because we didn't get any official announcement by the presidency or the head of the government. Yeah, thank you very much, Carol. Thank you, Fraser. Thank you, Corinne. Thank you, all of you, for your kindness. This was really great. Thank you, Deborah, for all the questions and for your interest. Cindy, of course, Ellie, Corinne, Shelley. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, see you maybe one more time, but it will be in June. Bye bye.